Good evening, boys and girls. Here we are, ready for another reveal. Glad everything's on the up and up here. I hope everyone else is doing well as well. Well. That was intelligent. I hope everybody here is doing great. How about that? Who is here, by the way? Let's see. Well, we've got... I got Mark, Techstar, Eric, Joe, Timothy, let's see, and Alan Hargraves. Well, how you guys doing tonight? Let's see who's... Can everybody hear me out there? Does everybody hear me just fine? I hope. Everybody talking to everybody else? Oh, there's Tim. Hey. Okay, so I wanted to explain what's going on and what I'm doing instead of an auction tonight is I'm starting off these reveals that I'm trying to catch up on. I've got 11 of them to catch up on. I'm going to do the first 2 of them tonight. I have an appointment tomorrow in Greensboro. I'm sorry, I get the names of them mixed up. There's Greensboro, Greenville, and Goldsboro, and I get them mixed up. But it's the biggest one, the Greensboro. I have an appointment out there tomorrow, so I'm going to be driving up there. It's about an hour-and-a-half drive, and I will probably be spending the better majority of the day there. So I'll come back here sometime during the evening and start the streams when I come back during the evening. And I will run streams tomorrow, and then Thursday I'll be able to run streams all morning. Then I have an appointment in the afternoon, and then I'll be able to come back and run them in the afternoon, evening up until auction time. What did I schedule I think I scheduled the auction for Friday, is that right? I think I did. Whichever. Let's see, today's the 16th. I've got them scheduled for the 17th and the 18th. Okay, there I've got them scheduled for the 17th and the 18th, and then the auction will be Friday, I think. The 19th, okay. Got it scheduled for the 19th. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. I'm working on trying to catch things up before I actually get into doing anything new, because I've got all of these reveals sitting here in front of me ready to go and ready for me to go through them. And then I've got other reveals that I've already got the coins ready to do some photographing and research and getting those redone to send to you, and then I can get everything sent out of here. And that's what I'm really looking forward to. I'm trying to get everything done so that you guys can get your coins and enjoy them. And here I sit, working on an attempt anyway at getting all this caught up. And I'll give you guys a little bit of a show. Let's see, is that, no, that's not it. What's that? That's not it. Let me add something here. Yeah, I could do that. And there we go. Okay. There. You guys can see me there. But I'm not the important part. Look back here. Back there behind me. See that? Oh, I tipped it the wrong way. I'm getting my closet reorganized back there. It has become my basic vault now. So I'm going to put a solid door on there and make everything all nice and pretty in there. So I've been working on that as well, trying to get that done. I'm trying to get things done here so that I can go ahead and kibosh this, so I can keep inventory together and know exactly what I'm doing or what I'm doing with it. Right now I'm still kind of in move-in mode. I'm still actually trying to get completely moved in, try to get everything together. So here we are. Let Jessica help me catch up on the reveals. Yeah, the problem is she doesn't want to have anything to do with doing the reveals. She thinks everybody comes to watch me do them. Well, to some extent I'm sure that's probably true, but I have tried without success to get her involved in wanting to actually perform the reveals. Okay. Well, this roll is kind of interesting. It is not an original roll. It has slightly different colors going throughout the roll. I don't know if you can see them like that, but you can see different colors on the edges. That tells you it's not original. Well, let's go ahead and go through it and see what happens. And then if it turns out to be a complete skunk, then we'll move on to a different roll. How does that sound? All right, here we go. Coin number one. Coin number one is going to go to Dennis Paulson. How about that? Dennis is here to see coin number one. And coin number one will turn out to be, let me get it focused. It appears as though we do not have an RPM. No double dies really known for 1955 S except a tripled eyelid. It's the only one that's really known for a 55S. Okay, so let's go on to the next coin and see what happened with the next coin. Got everything right, don't I? Okay, here we go. Coin number two. Coin number two is EJ's Numismatics. And this one is also not an RPM as it appears. A few more coins like this and we'll just move to a different roll. Go ahead and put his coin in the flip here just to get it started. Then if I need to turn this roll into a singles roll, then I will, and we'll move on. Bulldog, let's see what Bulldog gets. Yeah, it looks like another not an RPM. Another coin with a slightly different take on color. But we have a third not RPM. There's two doubled eyelids listed? Okay. That kind of makes sense. How you doing, yo man? Bulldog. That's Bulldog's coin there. I'm going to do probably 6 coins, and then I'll move to a different roll if we're not doing any better. Deanne. I'm just not liking the overall way these coins look. Not as much as I would expect from an original roll, so let's see, that's Deanne. That's 4 coins down. And now here's our last coin that I'm going to do before I make a decision. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, not enough there. Okay, pardon me, boys, while I go find us another roll. I'm just going to tip all these coins out here and start all over again with a different roll because I don't like this one. Don't like the quality of it, and I am not going to sell coins that I do not like the quality of. So I will go through this, and half of these will end up in a wheat bag, and the other half of them will end up in a singles tube to be sold. But for right now, they go right back in the tube where they came from. I'll move those off to the side here. I'm going to get myself restructured here and find us a different roll. Alright, hang on just a minute. Okay, whether this one is original or not, I can't really tell you anything because it's been taped since before I was born. So this one's been taped up for many, many, many years, and we're going to use this roll to see what we have. That tape just breaks off like it's, I don't know, like it was glued on there or something. And there's more tape underneath. So we know this one's been sealed for a while. Tape underneath is just brittle brown plastic is all it is. Very brittle. But there we go. Now we're into it. Pretty decent looking coins. Alright, here we go. These are beautiful looking. Very nice looking coins. Even if there's no die varieties in this, it's still a beautiful roll. So there we go. Coin number one. Let's try this. Dennis Paulson again. Much nicer looking roll. These are a lot brighter than the other coins were, and they don't look like they've been monkeyed around with. But I got nothing on coin number 1. So if I get nothing out of this one, you guys saw me open the seal on this thing. It's been sealed since before I was around. So if we don't get anything, we don't get anything. That's the luck of the draw. But last roll I don't think was the luck of the draw. Last roll I just think it was a bad roll. EJ's Numismatics. That is an RPM right there, I do believe. Let's see. Maybe. Not actually really seeing anything on this one. Let's get in close, because I think I've got a split lower serif on this. I'm not sure which one it looks like, though. And there we go. Where are you? There you are. We do have a split lower serif on this. See a pretty good size split on that lower serif. And the upper serif, actually. I do not believe this is die number 2, which would be a more common one. So I think it is an RPM. I'm pretty sure it is an RPM. So I am going to find us a marker. Well, let's see. Look at that. Right there on the bottom of the vest, there's a side-to-side die scratch that doesn't match the other die scratches for the area. So it makes it pretty easy to detect. So we have, there we go, we have a northwest to southeast die scratches in the area and a small amount of split on the lower serif. So I'm going to hold that out and take a look at it later. Hey, Coin Junkie. And so that's coin number 2. Now coin number 3, let's take a look at what we have for coin number 3. Well, this one appears to have some slight issues, but it is an early die state coin, which is a good thing, but unfortunately I don't think it's going to help us any on the RPM front. We don't know of any double die reverses on 1955S, just have none listed. Now look at the double die, I would look at the reverses on some of these. It's a typical weak strike for a 55S. And that's coin number 3. I'm sorry, coin number 3 was for Bulldog. There we go, it's for Bulldog. So that's what turned up on that one. So we don't really have much more on this than we did on the other roll. It's just the coins look a lot nicer and they look original and they just make me more comfortable to sell them, because I don't like to sell stuff that isn't right to sell. So let's see, Deanne comes up next. It's coin number 4. And this one is an RPM. And it is the same die as the other one I was pulling out. Let's see. Is that a number 9 maybe? No, it's not number 9. There's a die gouge coming straight down out of the L in Liberty. That's another good marker for this one. But that is an RPM. You can see it in the lower serif pretty well. So that's another example of that die variety for Deanne. Now we have 2 of them. Let's check coin number 5. Coin number 5 will go to Tim Morrell. And Tim Morrell comes out with what appears to be, I'm guessing, a normal coin for right now. Looks like it. And nothing on the I. And nothing in Liberty. I'll flip this one over and see what's on the other side. Not the highest grade coins, but oh, look at that. Nifty little die breaks in there. And the wheat. Got 3, 1, 2, 3 little die breaks, 4 little die breaks, 5 and a die crack, 5 little die chips and a die crack, 6 little die chips and a die crack. I hear 6, do I hear 7? Nope, got six die chips and a die crack on the reverse. That's kind of cool. Not going to add any real value to it, but it does add a little bit of interest factor to the coin. Alright, that's number 5. Number 6 goes to Jim Fletcher. Jim Fletcher gets, well, it looks like it's going to be another normal coin. So it looks like so far we're getting 1 RPM out of this roll. We've got 2 of them so far, which I believe is going to be better than what we would have done out of the roll that I started with. I should have inspected that roll. The ones that come in tubes. Well, yeah, if the tube's not sealed, I can get into it and take a look at the coins. Might as well, right? Not scoping through them, I'm just kind of looking at them for condition to see if it's an original roll and things like that, so I don't waste your time. And unfortunately, I didn't get to that this time around, so here's the next coin. Next coin in line for Adam Connor. Another one of those. It's the same die again. Let's see if, yep, there's our little die gouge out of the bottom of the L, and it looks like there could be some doubling out of the top of the L there. That would be different. That would be a first. I don't think I remember seeing anything like that for a 55S before. Get this better focused here. I'll take a quick look at it. Looks like a button sitting on the top of the L. That could actually be a double die. Could, maybe, perhaps, possibly. See what I'm talking about now? Sitting right on the top of the L. Coin Junkie, most of these coins appear to be 63 or 64. Not much better than that. But we do have this one die variety, which could be a multiple die variety. It could be a RPM and a double die obverse. I got 3 copies of it so far. And here's coin number 8. Coin number 8 now. This is, might be, no, it isn't another one of them. No. Not another one of those. It doesn't appear to have much of anything going on. There's a little bit of difficulty seeing the split and the serif on that other coin, but this is definitely not the same thing. It's not one of them. And so I will put Jeff's coin in the holder and move on. There we go. Coin number 9 now. Joe McBride. Joe McBride. Yeah, it looks like we've got not much of nothing going on with this coin. Pretty decent condition. It's got a gouge running across the bottom of it, though. Decent otherwise. And that's for Joe. Point number 10, Surag. Surag pops out with... That's that same die that I was just looking at and didn't find anything on it. So we have another one of those. RPM 3? Okay. By the reverse markers are all the die chips. Good, because those make excellent die markers. Coin number 11, Party Pickle. Party Pickle, let's see what we have for Party Pickle. We've got another one of those ones that has the really thin mint mark because, well, it appears as though the die was way over polished, probably from clash marks. Got nothing on the reverse, just like on the other coin, as expected. Got to look at them once in a while anyway, just to be sure. Coin number 12, Tim Morrell. Mr. Tim. Well, it's not one of the RPMs. Don't believe it's an RPM, so I'm going to move on to the eye and see if there's anything in the eye, and I don't see anything there. Move around to the other side, and I just don't see anything going on. There's a little die gouge down there at the rim. That'll be a good mark that this belongs to the same die as any other coin that has the same mark down there. And that's Tim Morrell. Now coin number 13. Coin number 13 is Surag. And Surag will pick up this. Appears to be normal. 1955S Lincoln Cent. Alright, now number 14. Number 14, Paul Hampton. Also not an RPM. And it also appears not a double die. So we'll keep moving. Number 15. Number 15 will go to Wanda. And see what Wanda ends up with. It's another one of the thinner mint mark ones, so we know that's not going to produce anything. Good day, BR Chef. And there's for Wanda. We've had enough rain today to drown a frog. It's been kind of achy out there today. High temperature, like 45 degrees. Been chilly. Chilly day. Not seeing it there. Just hovering there for a little while to see if maybe I thought I could pull an RPM out of this, but I just don't really see it. Don't see it happening. Alright, coin number 17. Oops, coin number 17 will go to Paul Hampton. Mr. Hampton. Nothing on that side. And unfortunately, nothing over there either. So, we'll move on to coin number 18, Mike Birchman. What does Mikey get? No, it's not one of the RPMs, so keep moving on. Take a look at the reverse on this one, just for giggles. Got nothing I can see there. So we'll move on to coin number 19 now. Coin number 19 goes to EJ. EJ's Numismatics. So it appears to have probably been an ender. I don't really see anything going on with this one. I keep walking around the design here. Well, that's interesting. You got yourself a, I don't know, it looks like a rim clash or something weird. Not really anything to get excited about. It's just kind of cute. Alright, that's for EJ. See around archaeology, I wish you could have stuck around. Check your phone next time an hour before the broadcast and see if you need to charge it up for a while. Try to get it charged up so you can stick around with us. Here's Wanda. Yep. Also not an RPM. There's Spiked Head Die Crack. A couple of die chips and other associated pretties. There's one die, there's a die chip and a die crack. There's one die chip over there, three or four die chips on that side. There's a die crack running through the O of one. Pretty well struck coin. Get that moved in there, and then number 21 goes to Mike Birchman again. Back to Mike. Let's see what Mike gets out of this one. You know, with the RPM number 1, which is basically what everybody's after, it's a 1955 S over S over S. It's a beautiful looking coin when you find them. The thing is, they are pretty scarce. You just don't. You're not going to see them very often. And in fact, I personally have been through probably a couple of 155S VU rolls in my time, and I have never found an RPM number 1 in a roll. The only way I have ever found RPM number 1 is carted up in a staple flip sitting in a dealer's box at a show. I think I found probably 5 of them that way, but I've never found one in an actual roll. I did get one in a set that I bought one time many years ago. I was a little bummed out because the set wasn't quite what I wanted it to be, and I kind of paid too much for it. And then I ran into that 55S RPM. I gotta say that it completely paid for the set, but it certainly made my day. There's Paul Hampton. Paul Hampton gets... yeah, it's not going to be an RPM. Nothing really known for the reverses, so I'm just kind of foregoing that part for now. I'll look at them when I go through the rest of everything, but I think everybody wants to see the juicy stuff. Let me worry about the other junk later on, right? This is one of the RPMs right here. I'll flip this over and let Eric take a look at it, make sure it matches up for the die number 3 markers. I do think he's right, though. It does look like die number 3. This one doesn't have any reverse markers. I mean, nothing worth looking at. A die scratch inside this E of scent. A die scratch above the N of 1. Hey, Hoop Hoop and Steeler 69. Both of you hanging out with us here this evening. Awesome, glad to have you. This is definitely an RPM. It's definitely the same RPM, I do believe. Let me check for that little die scratch. There, see that die scratch that's heading in a different direction on the bottom of the vest? It's basically pointed right at the bottom of the S. That's one of my markers that I was using, along with a die gouge going straight south out of the L of Liberty right there. So that's definitely one of them. Look under the Y. What am I looking for, Eric? Under the Y. I don't see anything. Oh, there's a... not much going on under the Y. Is there something I'm supposed to be looking for here that... because I'm not seeing any evidence of anything that looks out of the ordinary there. A horizontal gouge under the Y. You talking about that right there? Right at the back of the coat? Directly under the stem of the Y? Die chip on the T of scent is another marker for number 3. So thin die crack running up the right hand side. Eric says that's it. Okay. So that's it for the obverse markers. So this little mark underneath the Y, I can get it flipped around so you can actually see it better. There's only one direction of light that really catches it. It's going to be right there. It's going to be that horizontal gouge coming out the back of the coat underneath the Y. And that's going to be your one telltale marker that's really going to scream, okay, I'm number 3. So I've got two different stages in here too. Wow. Well, that doesn't help a lot. Alright, Wanda. That's another thin RPM. Or, yeah, it's another thin mint mark. It looks like the... I'll have to check that out a little bit closer up, but it looks like the rim has been hit pretty hard on this one. Oh, here it is. I have to take a look at this under my loupe and see if I see damage or something else perhaps. It appears to be damage at the lower rim. Still a little bit. A tiny spot of it. Noticeable. Alright, number 26 is Jeff Dunn. Jeff Dunn gets... It looks like we have a goose egg here. Oops. No coins were harmed in the filming of this video. Okay, coin number 27 now. Techstar. Let's see what Techstar has to offer here. Well, it is an RPM, or it does appear it's definitely an RPM. This is another one of that same die. So I have to find that die scratch headed toward the bottom of the S. There it is right there. Then we've got our little die gouge under the L. And then we've got our little die gouge under the Y of Liberty. Let's take a look at the reverse and see if we have die chips. So I thought we had die chips on one of the ones that I was looking at, and this one doesn't have it. Definitely an RPM, but it's kind of intriguing. I'm not really sure exactly where we're going with all these different stages in one roll. I guess sometimes it does happen. Because I do believe this is an original roll. There's an RPM 5. It's RPM number 5 right there. I definitely have one I immediately recognize. Okay. That's Shannon McCord, got an RPM 5 out of it. Here's coin number 29 now, Yo Man. Yo Man gets, and it's going to be a normal coin. Now this because of the east-west die scratches just to the left of the S. I'm familiar with those from another coin in this roll, which showed us absolutely nothing. So I kind of expect the same out of all the other coins that have the same marker because they were minted with the same die. Alright, nothing else there. And so we'll move on to coin number 30 now. Coin number 30 goes to Techstar. And Techstar is going to get... What's another one of the RPM number 3, I guess it is, right? RPM 3. Let's check here. There's our... No, wait a minute. May or may not be. Yeah, there's our die scratch headed to the bottom of the S. And should have a gouge under the L, which we do. Should have a gouge under the Y, which we do. So there's another RPM number 3, as it appears. Coin number 31 now. Let's see what happens with coin number 31. Shannon McCord again. Let's see what Shannon ends up with. This one doesn't appear to be anything. And I don't think it is. Well, Techstar, you're back and you lost internet. I don't know if you were around or not, but you had a coin come up and it turned out to be an RPM. You did get an RPM number 3 out of this roll. I believe, yeah, it was Techstar. Okay. Coin number 32 now. Coin number 32 goes to Deanne. Okay, there's a second time something like that has shown up in the same spot. So I'm thinking counting machine or something like that. It puts a lot of pressure on the coin, though, to move the rim that much. Didn't have anything else going on the coin, though. And that's coin number 32. Now 33, go to Adam Chambers. And Adam Chambers will get this little beauty. Not an RPM. And not a double die. That's number 33, now number 34. Yo, man. And this one turns out to be another normal coin as well. Yo, man. Sure, Techstar, go ahead. What you found in the wheats today? I'm interested because I don't know what's in them. You're coming to me talking about 14S and 22D. Okay, that's kind of cool. I didn't know that. Okay, there's another one. This is definitely some sort of a color issue or a die issue. I'm going to look at it again. It's obviously not coin damage because it's showing up 3 times in the same spot. I'm believing at this point that it's some sort of a struck through on the edge of the coin. Have a struck through on the edge, forcing the rim up higher. It's not an RPM or a double die or anything, but it does have that strange little thing. Oh, you found a 36 DDO number 1? That's awesome, man. That's really awesome. That's really cool. I'm glad I'm selling coins that have really good stuff in them. That makes me a happy guy. And meanwhile, we're going through kind of a sort of a dud roll, but I tried. I even put the other roll away because it just wasn't doing any good. This one's at least producing, probably not at the same rate that we would like to see it producing at, but it's still producing. So there's coin number 36. I'm sorry, number 36 goes to Farm Dog, now Deanne for coin number 37. And coin number 37 appears to have nothing going on. Now coin number 38, Dennis Paulson again. Dennis Paulson gets himself, it's a normal coin. Get everything all set up to be able to deflate the balloon quickly. It's just a normal coin. Got some cute looking little die chips running around on the back of it though. Nice looking little things. I've been out in my garage working most of the day, cutting wood and stuff, and it's chilly outside. It really is. I mean, we didn't get out of the 40s today. It's like 44, 45 degrees most of the day. It's been horrible. Another RPM 5. That's a beautiful one too. Really nice condition. Cute looking RPM number 5. This one's going to Tim Morrell. XF40 or higher. Holy moly. That's a money coin right there, buddy. That's over $100. And that's for Tim Morrell. RPM number 5. Now coin number 40. Adam Connor. Adam Connor will run into the see. See, there's another coin with the same issue in the same spot. So something tells me there is definitely something struck through on the edge of the coin, raising that rim, pushing that rim inward. So there's something going on there. It's minor, but it's something. Bulldog. Bulldog coming up next. I think my wife is finally starting to wear down. I've been doing my auction chant walking around the house. I think she's finally starting to get used to it. Yeah, this morning she says, "Oh, just what is it that you're saying?" So I taught her exactly how I do it. She said, "Well, it just kind of makes sense. Sounds pretty good." I said, "It does?" "Well, not that I want to hear it all the time, but it does sound pretty good." There's Shannon McCord again. And Shannon gets another one of those ones with that same little issue going on down below the date and mint mark. So here now I'm walking around in the grocery store doing the chant, and I'm walking around in Lowe's doing the chant because, well, now I just kind of do it to entertain myself. I got nothing else going on in my head. Then my dog now, he gets excited when I do it. And so he wants to give me a lick on the mouth when I'm doing it. Hey, bit. He comes up licking me on the mouth. I'm like, "Ah, man, come on." So I like hugs, not kisses, okay? People bidding, no, people aren't bidding back. Generally, I try to keep it so that people can't hear me doing it because it's, it's just not, I don't think it's very kosher to be walking around bid chanting. Although it might be entertaining to some people, who knows. But I haven't ever had anyone just at random walk up and say, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" "Oh, I'm an auctioneer." "Really? Do you know how to do that stuff?" "Yeah, I do." "Show me." Yeah, that just doesn't happen. But my dog doesn't mind it. So as long as the dog doesn't mind it, I'm good. I'm doing here working on my shelves. Hey, there's one. There's one for you. That's definitely an RPM. Which one is it? Looks like it could be number 9 or number 2. Maybe number 2. I see some of the developing die cracks that number 2 has. You see this? I don't know which one it is. It's definitely an RPM though. There we go. Hang on a second. Let me get this moved into position. Get it focused up. There we go. It's all focused up, moved into position now. What do you think about that, Eric? Yo, man. What's going on there? It's definitely a different RPM than the other one that we've been finding. And we're at 45 in the roll. We've only got 5 coins left. Here we're finding an RPM I haven't seen yet. Which wheat? Yo, man. There's one right there below the U. I think I've seen that before as a marker. Little die chip on the wheat grain just below the U of United. There's another one in the middle on the left side at the top grain. Hello, Emerald City Diggers. Let's see. I don't see anything else on this side. There's mainly that other side over there that actually has everything. So you have a little bit of a... Is it on the right side? I don't see anything on the right side, buddy. So I don't see anything going on over here. Everything I'm seeing appears to be on the left side. So we've got this, bum, 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 bum. This one down here below the U, right across from the top of the O in of. And we've got this one here right across from the C of cent. It's on the very top grain, top wheat grain. And I think this is RPM 2. If I'm not mistaken, it's an earlier manifestation of RPM number 2 before it starts getting the die cracks and die chips in the 5s. But I'll tell you what, either way I'm going to pull it off to the side and I'll take a better stare at it later and we'll figure out what it is. This one is, I think we're unfortunately going to have to float this one as a normal coin. Move on to the next one in the roll. Got nothing going on there. Oh, who is that? Well, that goes to Adam Chambers. Sorry, Adam. Alright, now we'll get it put in here. Move on to the next coin, number 47. Number 47 goes to Mr. Jeff Dunn. And what are we going to get here? Well, it is an RPM. This is RPM 3, I do believe. Let's see. Yeah, it's another one of those RPM number 3. There's your die gouge underneath the Y, and then you should have a die gouge dropping directly out of the bottom of the L. There it is. So got RPM number 3 again. To Jeff Dunn. We got a few of those in this roll. So this roll turned out to be a pretty good roll, actually. So I'm glad I switched over, because that other one was just kind of it wasn't getting better as we went along. The opposite of a good chocolate bar. Every bite tastes better than the last. Yeah, not with this one. Kind of ran out of sugar real quick. So I decided to change rolls. Changing rolls worked on us this time. Okay, up to number 49. That was Jim Fletcher. Number 48 didn't have anything on it. So we're going to move on to number 49 with Mike Birchman. Mr. Birchman gets... Bum, bum, bum. Well, it looks like... could be an RPM. Maybe. Maybe not. Let's see, what do we have? Where do we go from here? No, I don't see any of the markers I was seeing on that other one, so this one is probably not an RPM. So I will stick this in with the rest of the pile, and I'll go through it again when I run through another roll. Or run through this roll again, I'm sorry. I was looking at what Eric was typing. Eric, I appreciate it, buddy. You have a great trip, and I'll talk to you later. Let's see. This is another RPM number 3. Another RPM number 3. So we have one to close out the roll. Coin number 50 for Farm Dog is another RPM number 3. So here we go. This is what we've ended up with in this roll. Not too bad, not too shabby. We do have another reveal coming up in 30 minutes. Just want to let you know that while I'm working on getting this stack together here. Okay, here's the RPM number 3 out of this roll. We've got number 50, number 47, number 30, number 27, number 24, number 7, number 4, and number 2. Those coins belong to EJ's, Deanne, Adam Connor, Joe McBride, Techstar, Jeff Dunn, and Farm Dog. Jeff Dunn got himself 2 of these. Did he? No, Techstar got 2 of them. I'm sorry. Yeah, Techstar got 2. How about that? And then this is RPM number 5. We've got 2 of these in here, number 39, number 28, and those are going to go to Shannon McCord and Tim Morrell. And then we have one single example of yet another RPM that I was unable to pull the die out of right away, but I do believe it's number 2, and this is going to go to Bulldog. It's coin number 45. So that's what we've got for now. You guys join me right back here in, well, it's going to be about 35-40 minutes. And we will dig into the next roll, which in this particular case, the next roll is going to be a 1960D roll. We're going to be doing reveal number 257. It's finally going to finish out the reveals that were supposed to be done 3 weeks ago. But who's counting, right? I know, you guys are. All right, folks, I'll be back at 8:30. Peace be with you, and I'll see you then.